Alright, so today I'm gonna play a bit of Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's a game I played the shit out of as a kid when I was in high school. I played it first when it just launched in like, I think 2000, maybe 2001, it was around there. And I bought Diablo 1 before Diablo 2 came out, specifically so that I knew like the storyline and everything when Diablo 2 came out. So, but then obviously I played Diablo 2 way more than Diablo 1. So I'm not sure if you can buy Diablo 2 like the regular one. This is Resurrected. It doesn't run super smooth on my computer, but it does like play. I managed to finish it on Hell with 2 characters, a Necromancer and a Barbarian. I'm gonna play offline because, as you can see, I've got no offline characters, and I'm just gonna play for like 2 hours or so. So just to kind of talk about the game and play through it, and up to the point where I probably won't even finish Act 1. I'm gonna play it very slowly because to me, Diablo is all about the vibe, the music, the lore. It's not about gameplay at all, really, for me. So that's why I'm a fan of the game, and that's why I've always been a fan of just Diablo. I like Diablo 3 as well because I like the lore. I know a lot of people are like always bitched about Diablo 3 being like inferior to Diablo 2, and I don't think that's true. I think it's just a completely different game. It's the same as like comparing Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. They're all different games with different, like, you know, pros and cons. So anyway, let's go. Let's see. So when I played the game the first time, originally I made a Necromancer. I wonder if I can play standard Diablo 2 without the Lord of Destruction expansion. Yes, maybe I can play it like that. That's cool. So, pre-expansion, you couldn't play with the Assassin and Druid. Those were added in the Lord of Destruction expansion. You could only play with 5 classes. And when I started the game, I played with the Necromancer first. So, I always had a soft spot for that. But I'll probably play with the Barbarian because that's my favorite, probably. Barbarian. It's between the Barbarian and the... Yeah, honestly, it's just the Barbarian. I like all the classes. I think they're all cool. I've played the game through with all of them multiple times. Usually I stop at Nightmare because it gets very grindy in Nightmare. So in Resurrected was actually the first time that I had finished the game on Hell, and that was like I played together with my brother, and we traded ruins and stuff to get like strong ruin weapons and all of that shit. So it's like a lot easier when you play with someone else, obviously, to finish the game. So that's weird. I wonder why you can choose the... What does the toggle mean? Toggles between Legacy and Resurrected. So this is what the game used to look like, right? It's so weird seeing it. Look at that. They've done a good job at like improving the, like, remastering the game, in my opinion. Graphics wise. Okay, cool. Let's go. Hopefully it doesn't lag or get too many frame drops. I did change my graphics settings a bit. I turned off VSync and I put my frames per second cap on 60. Let's see. It's probably gonna want to play the movie, like the cinematic thing. So there might be a lot of frame drops just from like loading that. But let's see. You can hear the sounds like fucking out of it. Yeah, struggling. I need to get... Oh, okay, it didn't even play the intro, that's interesting. Oh, that's fine. So I think you can... Okay, so I can toggle on the map. What was the... Oh, there. My... Yeah, my side button of my mouse is actually to toggle off run. But I think you can hold down control to run. Okay, stop.
Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. But some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lutka Lane before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
See, like, just like that, that's the first guy you talk to. It's just got so much, like, interesting, like, lore and stuff. And I mean, it's cool because you can gossip as well to learn more about lore. Let me see if I can up the voice volume a bit. I think what I need to do is I need to turn the music down, turn the main sound up. That might be a bit better, maybe that's a bit too loud. Let me talk to a guy again.
Your presence honors me. Gede is a wandering
Yeah,
merchant of questionable character who is traveling along with my caravan to the east. He will buy and sell most anything. He's greedy, but his wares are beyond reproach. I would suggest keeping both eyes open when you deal with him. Gede is a...
Okay, so he says the same thing. But the gossip thing changes, like, constantly. Private stash. Wow, look how small the stash is. So in the expansion they made this whole thing like and also I think you got more tabs, but now I don't actually know if they've added that. I'm actually curious to see if they... I'll only be able to see oh no, okay. So this, like, shout receives bonuses from these other things. That was not in the original game. That was like a patch that they added like much later on. When you started the game initially, all the skills and things didn't affect like one another at all, as far as I could remember. The only thing that affected skills was like these things, like the passives. But that wasn't really skills, it was more your items and stuff that it affected or whatever. Hand axe. Okay, let me talk to this one.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home. But know this. Akara may be our spiritual leader, but I command the rogues in battle. It will take more than just killing a few beasts in the wilderness to earn my trust.
Okay, cool.
If we could only find out how Andariel has managed to corrupt our sisters, then perhaps we could drive out the evil clouding their minds.
I am Akara, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler, to our camp, but I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel, from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations, has been corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it, but she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all time. There is a place of great evil in the wilderness. Tasha's rogue scouts have informed me that a cave nearby is filled with shadowy creatures and horrors from beyond the grave. I fear that these creatures are massing for an attack against our encampment. If you are sincere about helping us, find the dark labyrinth and destroy the foul beasts. May the Great Eye watch over you.
Yeah, see, like, the dialogue and stuff in this game is, like, is particularly good in my opinion. It feels so much darker than Diablo 3 did, in my opinion. I don't know how Diablo 4 is. The early access is live today, so when I'm recording this. And I don't think Diablo 4 will run on my computer, but I'd like to try it just to check how it is. But I feel like it would be more like Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal. I played Diablo Immortal. I thought it was a cool game. I know people are like anal about it, saying it's like pay to win, and it probably is. But I don't care about in-game, so to me it doesn't really matter if it's pay to win or whatever. I'm never going to do those types of things. The biggest thing for me that was annoying was that I couldn't solo dungeons when you start playing like in Torment difficulty. That's when I stopped playing. I was like, nah, fuck this. Because I'm a solo player generally. Like, I enjoy playing with not many people. Like, I'd rather play it alone. I'll play it with like my brother or something, but then it's kind of the same. Like, I'll play it quite slowly usually. So that's like the biggest thing. I don't like rushing through games or like charging ahead just because like you can. It's not my type of thing. I much prefer playing it like this and listening to every fucking
To be honest, I have done my best to stay
thing like
clear
this.
of Geed. He wears dishonesty about himself like a cloak, and seeks only to better his situation by preying on the misfortunes of others.
It's funny how they have like different like sort of gossips and shit. Cool, I got my first quest. Look for a den in the wilderness outside the rogues camp. Okay, that's fine. And obviously the music in this game is fucking great. Like, it's iconic almost. I mean, the game is like this is like almost like a, you know, the game that set the standard for action RPGs, I think, in my opinion.
Wow, you're a barbarian, huh? It's really great to meet you. I've seen a few of your kind around here lately. I'm a little jealous. I wish I could go off adventuring with you. Oh, by the way, I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in camp.
And I think they changed Charcy's voice in Diablo Immortal. I was a bit annoyed at that, because I was like, oh, it's Charcy, but she doesn't fucking sound like Charcy. Oh, you can actually talk about the den and evil and
The
stuff.
beasts from the cave have begun to roam throughout the countryside. You'd better be careful out there.
Like, I actually wonder how many people know that you can like literally like talk and listen to all this. Like, there's so much lore in this game, right? And I mean, I know that the people that made the game, I think Chris Metzen or whatever was the guy who wrote all the lore and stuff, or decided on the lore and stuff. They literally just cared about like smashing demons, you know. But to me, the lore is like that's what the
Tasha's
game's about, in my
fantastic.
opinion.
Sure, she's a little hard on outsiders, but who can blame her? All she wants is to protect our order. But now that our sisters have turned against us, I think this whole mess has hardened her heart.
Okay, I don't think I have any cash. Yeah, I got no cash. Okay, cool. There's a guy over there as well, but I'm gonna start playing, otherwise it's gonna, like, the video's gonna go on forever. I'll try to do a few quests at least. I think I'd at least want to try, like, save
Beware
Deckard
foul
Cain.
demons and beasts.
Beware foul demons and beasts. It's a zombie. I'd actually rather like walk around. I think you can toggle. Oh, it's a loose rock. Oh, it's already toggled on. Okay, cool. Cracked sash. I used to like... I would always like clear the maps like completely. I see there's some like weird frame drops and stuff. That's gonna keep happening. It's a shrine. Skill shrine. I did pick up a belt. That's one thing that they added in this. They added that little cross when you miss. In the original game, they didn't tell you if you missed. Your guy like literally just looked like he was like hitting the air through the enemy, which is funny. It's like a D&D thing, right? It's like you have a chance of missing. And I think the original game, like, they tried to make it probably more like D&D than the newer ones. One thing I don't like about Diablo 3 was that the numbers got too big. It became just a numbers game, and I don't like that you get like just 5 or 6 legendary drops from like every like thing that you kill. I'm not a fan of that, man. It's like it makes it feel so like less 2 to 7. I'd much rather equip the sword. So what's a good move to have? I think bash is probably good. Combat masteries. Oh, you definitely use swords. Find potions pretty good. Hell's pretty good if you're surrounded by enemies. I'm just gonna go with bash for this first move or whatever. I'll probably... trying to think. I think I'll just boost my vitality for now, because I got quite low HP. It's like very easy to die in this game, like if you don't have a lot of like HP and stuff. But it's also easy to like miss your targets. It's not that bad on normal. Like on normal, like the only thing really that kills you tends to be the bosses. But on the higher difficulties, like HP really matters. I mean, I'm not by no means like a fucking professional Diablo player, so you can, I guess, do whatever you want. I don't know if anyone's a professional Diablo. I don't know if you can be a professional. I suppose if you're like a speedrunner or something, you get paid for, but you don't get paid by Blizzard for doing it. You generally get paid by viewers. Here's the Den of Evil here. Yeah, I might as well just go in.
There are many foes here.
Fuck. Some latency. I don't know if that's like network lag. I'm playing it offline though, but it's still playing it through Battle.net, so there might be latency issues as well. One thing I did really well with this is like just the lighting. It's like really cool. And I mean, Diablo 2's sound was always good. I should probably pick up the socketed things usually sell for more. Might be ethereal there. No, it's not. I don't know if ethereal items actually existed in the original game. It might have been an expansion thing. Fallen Shaman. Oh, you know what? I haven't actually used Bash. Don't think I need Bash though. One thing I don't like about Diablo 2 was that they got rid of... In Diablo 1, there was the more enemies you killed, the more you learned about them. Like, it would tell you if they had like resistance to fire and shit like that. Whereas they got rid of that in Diablo 2. And I was always disappointed at that. I thought like it was a cool mechanic, because it's like you learned more about your enemies the more you killed them. 12 defense, 16 defense, don't need arrows. Armor actually sells for a decent amount though, so maybe I should pick up the armor. Usually armor and socketed items I think sell for quite a lot. Rings always sell for a lot as well. Gloves. I missed the enemy at the top there, but maybe it's fine. Short sword. I'm actually going to use a shield. You can dual wield, like, you can dual wield with a barbarian. But, I'm not going to do that. If I get a two-handed sword, I might use the two-handed sword instead. I think for now I'm just going to pump my HP. And this is a socketed short sword, yeah. So I'm a fan of two-handed swords. I play like most games, usually with a two-handed sword if I can. That's more of like a recent thing though. I think it's because of the Zweihander in Dark Souls. It's by far the best way in my opinion to play like with a two-handed sword in Dark Souls. It's just it's the most enjoyable for me, and since then that's kind of just been my go-to weapon. Like anything I can use a two-handed sword is the way to go. There's I can't remember what his fucking name is. Let me just kill all these guys. Get fucking bashed. Don't have a lot of mana. Wonder if you can buy mana potions, because that's another thing that you used to not be able to buy mana potions, but when I played the game again, whenever it came out, it says 2001, so it's been like 2 years I guess. It surprised me that you could buy mana potions, because you used to not be able to. Generally a good thing to get is like something like that restores your mana per hit. So it says corpse fire. Smash, smash. Like the barbarian's definitely one of the easier like classes to start with at the start of the game, but it gets quite difficult later on. The spell classes tend to outscale the barbarian later on. I mean, they just do way more damage, and hit rating I think doesn't matter for spell class characters. +1 dexterity. So the barbarian tends to rely heavily on the gear you have is very important, especially later on. Whereas I think with like the other classes you can get away with a little bit, like if you don't have the best gear. But I mean, gear's definitely important for all classes, but I think it's more so for the melee classes, maybe not just the barbarian. So I missed the guys up here, I think. Kill the rat. There we go. Ah, that's one fucking guy. That's Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, my bad. I thought that that was the end, but it's usually 5. They tell you when there's 5 guys left. There we go. Holy day.
The rogues are safe for the moment.
Cool. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go to the waypoint. Generally, I think you can follow the road. Like I said, I enjoy exploring the map usually. I mean, it's kind of like it. I know that it's like it tends to be a waste of time because you get like much better stuff. Like if you just go, and you'll start getting more experience from the enemies because they're stronger enemies. Look at the reflection in the water. That's cool. I like that. Oh, here's Flavia. Well, let's see what. I think she says what her name is. Nice. 101. Is my HP. Stamina Shrine. Makes you run. Doesn't make you run, but you can run, like, you can run like infinite. No stamina. Crude Scepter. Scepters are usually... If they haven't... Yeah, okay, so it's +2 prayer. Oh, here's an experience shrine. That's a shrine I will take because it gives you experience, an experience bonus. I'm not sure if it's a high one. I think it's like 25% increased experience or something. So it's not a massive boost. Let's see what Fluffy says. Or Fluffy,
Beware, the evil is strong ahead.
Thanks.
Beware.
Oh, she was expecting me again. That's like I said. I think that's a latency issue. Let's go to the rogue encampment. Maybe I should have waited for my experience boost thing to run out, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna
You
like
have cleansed the den of evil.
play that
You've
far
earned
anyway.
my trust, and may yet restore my faith in humanity. The reward is training in the skill of your choice.
Nice. You have cleansed the den of evil. She's not talking. I often dream of the day we came out and the sightless eye sees through the mist of time and great glory ahead. But how far ahead cannot discern. That's weird. I wonder why it wasn't voiced. Okay, let's see.
Good morning.
And this reset stat thing and skills thing, that did not exist when I played Diablo back in the day. So that's a new thing as well that they've added. You were like literally stuck with your whatever skills you had. So to sell stuff, oh, I mean it tells you there, control left click, so that's how I'm selling stuff. See there, 800 gold for the scepter. 2 to 7, 2 to 7. So I guess socketed things doesn't give you, maybe I should have kept the mana potions. So one of the first things I always buy is like the tomes, just to store the shit in. Each tome can store 20. It's just to like clear up space, and I always keep keys. They open like any chests. Okay, cool. So new stats. Let me keep these stats.
Greetings. My rogue scouts have just reported an abomination in the monastery graveyard. Apparently, Andariel is not content to take only our living. Bloodraven, one of our finest captains in the battle against Diablo at Tristram, was also one of the first to be corrupted by Andariel. Now you'll find her in the monastery graveyard, raising our dead as zombies. We cannot abide this defilement. If you are truly our ally, you will help us destroy her.
Okay.
Death has done nothing to weaken Bloodraven's combat skills. If anything, she's more deadly than ever.
Yeah, I really like that there's so much, like, just
Akara
dialogue.
has been like a mother to me for as long as I can remember. She is wise and good, but I don't think she has the steel to retake our monastery by force.
Like, it reminds me of, like, the Metal Gear games. Similar, like, thing where there's just, like, so much, like, backstory and lore and stuff, and you actually just talk to the characters. Iconic quest sound. Look for Bloodraven in the burial grounds. I'll probably just up my blade mastery, right? Improves swords and daggers fighting skills. Yeah, because it gives you attack damage. Like, this is probably the thing I want to max out the most. Let's see if Charcy sells. So as I was saying, I'm going to keep my stats here to see if I need dexterity or strength for items.
Yes.
Because I think 101 HP is probably fine for now. No two-handed swords. I don't really care for the axes. I can buy armor. Slightly better armor. Can buy a helmet. Don't know if that's necessary. Okay, well, let me just go. Oh wait, there's also this guy down here, Geed.
Good day
He also
to you,
sells
partner.
shit.
I'm Geed, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp. A spare weapon, some gold, a small gem is all I want in exchange for the equipment you'll need on whatever quest you might undertake. No, don't be shy. All of my items are guaranteed for life and come with a 2-day warranty.
That's funny. So one thing is that if you
Hello.
gamble from him, you can often find stuff that you can't buy in the shops yet, but it tends to be like higher level gear or whatever, but it tends to be very expensive, so I definitely don't have cash for that yet. Where the fuck's the... There we go. Okay. I think this is like I turned this on in the menu or something. Oh no, it's toggled. It's my, I think it's mouse button 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, mouse button 5. It's the side buttons on my mouse. The fourth button is the run. The middle mouse in is the map toggle. What do you call these things? Dark Hunter. They're like the rogues that are possessed or whatever. So I got thorns on my belt, but I think it's only like 1 damage, so it's not health shrine. One thing that's very important in this game, especially if you play as barbarian, well, actually, any melee, you need the interruption, hit interruption thing immunity, or at least like a high resistance to it, because that's one thing, like especially later. And if you're surrounded, you get fucked really quickly. If you're surrounded by enemies and they keep interrupting your attack, that's why like. Berserk is such a good skill because it's uninterruptible, I think. Powerful but reckless attack that increases damage, attack rating but defense creatures. Was it Berserk? No, it's concentration. It's not interruptible. Concentration's very strong. But Berserk does a ton of damage. Like, that's a good like build to go with usually. But I think there's multiple like meta builds that people play. But what's cool about Diablo, what I like about Diablo 2 over Diablo 3 is that you can experiment a lot more with like builds and things. I mean, there is meta builds. It's like an illusion of choice, really, because there's only like a few like actual viable builds if you want to play like high, like hell and stuff. Even though there's all these like options and choices, like there's only like a handful of actual builds. You can see, like, so the ruins and the runes. No, the runes. That was added in the expansion as well, so it wasn't in the original game. So you couldn't use like rune words, weapons, in the original game, and I think that changed the game a lot. I think before the Lord of Destruction expansion came out, I think it changed Diablo a lot when that became a thing, the rune word thing. I think before, like the original game was, I don't even know. Like it's almost like a power creep thing, right? Because the rune word weapons are some of the best items in the game. Like best in slot sort of items. And I think they wanted to add runes to Diablo 4, but it's more like just a gem, like the regular like gems. So I think that they got rid of it because I think people complained about it in the beta or the early access or whatever you called it. Was it like, I think it was beta, like it was like a free weekend where you could play it. I don't know if this is that might be the right way. I think it's the one with the torch is the graveyard, but let's see. No, it's the stony field. I'm running out of stamina. Stamina potions are really cool in this game as well. Like if you just especially if you enjoy like running like constantly, I'd recommend just buying a stamina potion or two, or just picking them up when they fall. That's one way, like that you could just keep on running. But like I said, I like taking it slow from time to time. I just took a potion because I knew he was going to explode because he's fire enchanted. Don't know if he would have killed me though, but damaged wand. One stain to self, or let's see. One of my first set items that I got in this game was actually my Necromancer, the first character I made. It was when I had just finished the game and started on Nightmare. I opened one of these like stone things that you can open, like stone hidden stash things. And it was Arctic Furs, which is like one of the worst set items in the game. It's like a very like low level set item. And it was so funny because I had already finished, like I had beaten Diablo or whatever. And I mean, my build was fucking garbage, right? I'd learned like all the curses, I'd learned like random like summons skills and stuff, and you know, like just in my build, there was no fucking build to talk about. And my guy, I think I remember he was using a claymore. So it was just fucking shit. I'm surprised that, like, it took me so long to defeat Diablo, just by, like, I had to constantly, like, teleport back from town, go buy potions, and then go back, and, like, I would deal him, like, a little fucking minute amount of damage. And here's a cave. I'm gonna go into the cave. This is weird. It's a lag. I think it's partially like, I don't know if you play it offline, if you can get yeah, that's just the worst thing. Cold for look how much damage they're doing me. Let me just up my vitality. So these monsters are strong. They're stronger. In some of these caves, they're higher level enemies. It's gonna explode too. Don't deal too much damage, but he slows you down for a long time. But yeah, cold is one of the worst things to face if you're like a melee dude. So immune to like chill effects and things is also very good to have. It's a special short sword. +2 minimum damage. It's better than mine. It's a cuck wand. I mean, these ones you can like you can enchant them and stuff later to make them like rare with some of the quest rewards. Dude, I like. Just look at how good the lighting is, right? Like, just this dark vibe. It has like such a cool vibe, you know, like almost like what is in the darkness sort of vibe, and I really like it. I think it's really well done. So there's another cold one, extra fast. It's like giving a tortoise extra fast. I mean, I guess they are like moving, right? Blade poison. So the names are all randomized. They tend to should actually use these, rather replace them with the light ones. They tend to randomize the names of the things, but it's always like they're made up of 2 names usually. And the one I remember the most was Snotgrim the Cold. I was it was a stupid name, and I don't know if I've seen a Snotgrim the Cold again, but that was the one that always like stuck with me. Bone Ash is the one that you always fight. That's one that's not randomized. There's probably a few. There's a handful of them that's like, I saw there's way down there, but I wanted to go up here first just to see if I'm missing anything. Elf Shrine. Oh, the sound in the game is very good. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if they fucking changed the sound at all, right? This is from like the original game, like because it sounds like the original game in my mind, but I mean, maybe I'm remembering it incorrectly, but I remember the sound for Diablo was always good. Okay. Let's go down here. Like that rumbling sound, right? It's just like this whole vibe, and it's like dripping, and the torch sound. It's very good. Don't know if there's a way to show enemies like the damage you deal and enemy HP. I can't remember if that's an option. I don't think in the original one they had it, but they might might have. Because I mean, like the little X thing, that's something that's new, and I think it's optional. That came with this one. Dagger, Topaz. It's a healing potion. Light healing potion. I'm just trying to fill my thing with the better healing potions. There's a stamina. Oh, there's another. I think they changed Diablo 3's like potions. I'm sure that it used to have a belt type thing as well, where you had like multiple potions. But maybe I'm just remembering it incorrectly, but I know now it only has like one potion, I think. That just kind of like replenishes. Stone Skin, I think that means he has high defense, but I think he takes less damage too. Gloom Drool. Maybe I should take a mana potion just to drink it to fill it up. One thing that's cool when you use a mana potion is like it recharges slowly, and you can just spam your spells while that happens to get like extra spells in, or abilities or whatever. I think that's everything, but I see there's a gap down here, so. Oh, no, I didn't pick it up. I was gonna say I did pick up a stamina potion, but I didn't. I remember when I was playing, like, what I used to do is I would put like 2 stats like into strength, dexterity, and then 1 into vitality or something, and I would just do that like every level. But honestly, I think it's a much better you only need as much strength and dexterity as what the items you are gonna use needs. After that, you don't need more, really. You can just literally just pump everything into vitality, because I think vitality is probably the main stat you should have on most characters. I mean, that's just my opinion, from what I've like kind of seen in the game. So let's see if I can find this. There's a cap. It's my first helmet. There's a skill shrine. Ugh, I never liked the skill shrine. I'm not a fan of the skill shrine because it doesn't last permanently, and you get so used to like having a boost. I mean, it lasts like such a such a short period of time. One thing that's like not cool about the Barbarian, and that's better I think in the Barbarians in Diablo 3 and Immortal, is that you don't have a lot of AoE in this. You can, like, Whirlwind is honestly, you can get double swing. But what I don't like about double swing is that it forces you to dual wield. But I guess you could learn it like once, and then just keep like an offhand weapon or whatever, like a. Actually, I think the swapping thing was added in the expansion, because I see I can't swap my... Wow, okay, so there's a lot of stuff they added in the expansion, just sort of like quality of life stuff that you don't realize how the game was before the expansion came out. Lord of Destruction expansion. I bought that as it came out as well, like back in the day. And I think at that point I had only finished the game with the Necromancer. I don't think I finished it with any other class, but I can't remember. No, maybe I did. So I enjoyed like just starting new characters constantly. So it's like I had like so many fucking characters. Like just
I shall meet,
all the time.
I shall meet one.
I shall meet death head on. Okay. Ugh, some luggage. Let's bump my vitality more. More life means good. More life is always better. Where's this fucking woman?
My army will destroy you.
I can actually learn dual wield. Not gonna learn that though. I'm just gonna learn blade mastery. I'm gonna turn off this toggle, or toggle off this item thing. I think it's gonna confuse me. Another thing they added in this is like you just have to walk over gold to pick it up. Wait, it's amulet dropped. That's cool. You get some really strong element, 2 mana. Oh, it's a ring. It's, oh wait, +1, so it's got +3 energy. Not the best, but okay. Oh, actually I got new stats. Let me keep those stats. There's Blood Raven there. Wow, okay. She's so much easier with the Barbarian. With the Necromancer, you like struggle your fucking dick off to like even hit her. Portage.
Good riddance, Blood Raven.
Good fucking riddance. Lightning resistance. It's better than the one I have. Ah, faster age recovery. That's always better. Suck at it too, but yeah, don't think it's worth it. Return to whatever for reward. Okay, I'll do that. Just now. I'm gonna go into the mausoleum and the crypt. Okay, let's teleport time. See, I'm out of identifying scrolls.
I can hardly believe that you've defeated Blood.
My sounds like fucking up.
She was once a friend. Closest. Pray that her tortured spirit remains spirited forever.
Okay, Jesus. Let me see if I can do it again.
I can hardly believe that you've defeated Bloodraven. Though she was once my closest friend, I pray that her tortured spirit remains banished forever. You have earned my respect, stranger, and the allegiance of the rogues. I have placed several of my best warriors at your disposal.
Cool, so I got Anor.
In this camp, those of us who have remained true to our order are forced to live among common traders and farm animals. Welcome to our circle of suffering.
That's so bitchy. Oh. Okay. So can you not?
Not here.
Not here. Oh, can I not equip this character? Is that another thing that's only available in... So in the the expansion, you can give the character, like the character, the whatever, your ally, you can give her a, like, bow and armor and stuff. But it looks like that you can't in the original game. It's more like quality of life stuff that I didn't
It is
realize.
clear that we are facing an evil difficult to comprehend, let alone combat. There is only one Haradrim sage, schooled in the most arcane history and lore, who could advise us. His name is Deckard Cain. You must go to Tristram and find him, my friend. I pray that he still lives.
Deckard Cain.
Andariel must be made to pay for her sacrilege. Tristram is too far to journey by foot. Cain would likely be dead when you arrived. However, there is a magical portal that will take you there instantly. To open it, one must stand within the circle of cairnstones and touch them in a certain order. The proper order can be found in the runes written on the bark of the tree of Inithus. You must find the sacred tree of Inithus and bring back its bark. I will translate the runes to unlock the stone's mystic pattern.
I mean, that's cool. That's really like that you can click on things and like how they'll explain it.
Beware that you do not suffer the fate of the corrupted rogues. To lose one's life is a tragedy. To lose one's soul is even worse.
Philosophical. Okay, cool. Well, let me talk to Tracy. Oh, there's a 200 sword, so I need 27 dexterity and 35 strength. Okay, how much? Okay, so I mean I can pump 5 into strength, and then I'm gonna need 27, so I need 2 levels. It's not too bad. Alright. Let me buy scrolls of
The order
identification.
welcomes you.
I think you can shift right click on it to buy like 20. But I'm not gonna buy 20. I'm just identifying them and I don't know. Sometimes, like how much is it for one of these? 80. So I should have just sold this cuck to honestly, like even the topazes and stuff, I might as well just sell them. Like you can use them in like sockets and stuff, but they're only really strong. Like they do deal a lot more. They give you a lot, like a big damage boost at the early levels or whatever. But they only really matter on higher levels. Like you can see, like I'm smacking almost everything like one shot, so I'm not lacking damage, right? So there's no reason for me to boost my stats yet at such a like low level. It really only matters like much later on. Once you have like quite a few skills and stuff. Shit, I need to watch out for this. It gives you double damage. Sharp spell, the quick. Sharp spell, the quick to be dead. Throwing knife. I've never tried a throwing barbarian, like ranged barbarian. Never tried that. Yeah, I really think you can't. I think you can't give this woman armor. That is so weird to me. I'm so used to being able to just giving them like items. I wonder how many people have actually realized like how different the game is when you play it without the expansion on. Because I think everyone just fucking plays with the expansion now, right? And it's like the game has actually changed a lot with the expansion. I think like a lot of the stuff they added made the game easier, but at the same time the rune words are like it's a really cool design, but what I don't like about it boosted the damage, I think, of the game by too much. It's almost like power creep, like type shit, right? And that's the problem with Diablo 3, where the numbers started going into the billions. You know, like, oh, you fucking hit something for like fucking 9 billion damage. Like Jesus, like, why does it ever need to be that high, the numbers, right? And it makes like PvP, like, I mean, practically, like, you cannot balance it. Because your character's HP is not that high. So everything's just gonna get one-shotted. And anything that has range has the advantage. Or that can go, anything that can go like invulnerable for like a few seconds is always gonna have like an advantage. And I mean, I don't care about PvP to begin with. And I think even in Diablo 2, the PvP is like not balanced. But it's probably a lot more balanced than Diablo 3's like PvP. Well, I mean, there's not really... There was like an arena thing, I don't know if they've removed it. And I mean, I'm not saying Diablo 2 is better than Diablo 3 or anything like that. Like I said, I think both games have their merits and both games have their sort of flaws. Pentagram. Everything. Bolts. Guess I should pick up the town portal. Okay, let me go into the other one as well. What was this one? Mausoleum. I think the other one's the crypt. Creepy. Should probably get a better weapon, right? Sucker at 1, that's useless. 1 dexterity, might as well. Rejuvenation potion sells for 200, so that's always a... You can also keep, like, they heal you instantly instead of Wrath Shifter. They heal you instantly instead of the, like, sort of potion way of, like, going up slowly. And also, once you have the Erodric Cube later on, you can fuse 3 of them into like a big rejuvenation potion, which it heals you fully. So the small one I think only heals for 35%, and the big one heals for more. I mean, this game definitely like holds up, right? I mean, I am playing it with the enhanced graphics. But honestly, like, I don't remember Diablo. I think the original game looked like how they show it when you use like the old school like filter thing. But the expansion looked better. It definitely had like, I think, smoother like and it had a higher like resolution and stuff. So I don't know if it looks exactly the way they portray it compared to how it looks here. This is obviously definitely better. Like the lighting is a lot better, I think. This is cool, like in that sort of music. It's just Bonebreaker. I actually think Bonebreaker is always here. And I think the one that's in the other, in the mausoleum is also like, I think he's always there. Do I need any of this? Maybe the short sword. I'm just gonna throw away some of this stuff. I'll keep the scepter. Was it not a short sword? Was it a short bow? Then what the fuck did I look at? I was so like convinced it was a short sword. Messed up. Don't think I need more gold really. How much gold do I have? 2,000. I guess I do need more gold. I mean, the majority of stuff in the game you can just pick up drops. I mean, the drop rates are in the game are very low for like the best in slots type of gear. Like ridiculously low, like drop rates compared to Diablo 3 by far, like worse drop rates. That's why trading, I think, is such a big thing in this game. But if you play online, you also have a stash I think you can share between your characters, so you can kind of trade between your characters, which is kind of cool. I'm not big on trading. I'm not like a social person. Like I said, I prefer playing like by myself. But I can see the appeal, like if you don't want to like, especially because the drop rates are so low. And if you don't want to like, and I mean it's a small chance of getting items, right? Some of the items are very like, you're not guaranteed to get it at any fucking point. You know, like you can farm something for fucking just for a long time, and the chances of getting it is not guaranteed, right? So that does, and I think that's why they did add like a lot more, just a higher drop rate in Diablo 3. But I think it's kind of like destroyed the feeling of achievement really for a lot of the items. Like, is not the same as what it is in this game. And I'm not sure how it is gonna be in Diablo 4. I know like almost nothing about the game. I watched some people play it a little bit. Looked very similar to Diablo 3 in my opinion. But I'd like to play it because I mean I'm a fan of just I like I said, I like Diablo 3. There's just certain parts of it like that I'm like that I didn't enjoy as much. But I still played the shit out of it. And I did like farm greater rifts for a bit as well. And just like, you know, I've done like a few of the seasons where I replayed the game. Not every fucking season. I got bored after like after a while, so. But I did play the game quite a lot. With all the classes as well. Not the Necromancer, because the Necromancer you had to buy that separately. I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna spend more money on, because I bought the game and I bought the expansion. So I was like, I think my brother actually bought me the expansion. And I was like, because I was just playing the. I didn't play Diablo 3 when it got released, when it came out, because at the time it wouldn't run on the computer I had at the time. So I didn't play it when it had like the cash auction house where you could like buy stuff with real money. So when I played it, that had already fizzled out, and the expansion I think had just come out. That's when I started playing it. But I played the game without the expansion first, and then I got the expansion later, like about a month later. Defense plus 100%. That's a good skill, but I see I have to learn Hell first. I think I'll do that later. At the moment, I'm just going to pump up my Blade Mastery. I'm not following any specific build, it's just kind of how I feel at the moment. I see my weapon is damaged. 6 to 11, that does more damage than... But it's not a sword. I think I'd like to save Deckard Cain at least. So I should probably start running towards the... But I need the waypoint. There's a buckler. I can pick that up, see if it's better than... Attacker takes damage with 1. Thorns. See, there's a chipped diamond or whatever. Yeah, let me start playing a little bit faster.
And so it came to pass that the Countess, who once
So I think I've
bathed
played
in
for like
the
an hour
rejuvenating
already,
blood of
so...
100 virgins, was buried alive. And her castle, in which so many cruel deeds took place, fell rapidly into ruin. Rising over the buried dungeons in that god-forsaken wilderness, a solitary tower, like some monument to evil, is all that remains. The Countess's fortune was believed to be divided among the clergy, although some say that more remains unfound, still buried alongside the rotting skulls that bear mute witness to the inhumanity of the human creature.
It's very cool, like this little... I think there's a quest in every act that's like optional. All the other ones are like you have to do as part of like the story or whatever. But I think there's an optional one in each act. These fucking birds, I always hate this. I always hated them because they fucking fly away and then it's like so hard to hit. Amulets. I love amulets. 1 damage. It's better than 1 energy. I'm a fan of the amulets gem shrine. I think that actually upgrades if you have a gem already in your inventory, it would upgrade it, so now it's a floor sapphire. I'm gonna have to pick up a fucking here's this Rakanushu. Always struggled with Rakanushu because he's lightning enchanted, but I'm a barbarian, so I'll probably hit him once. Lightning enchanted things in this game are always like a nightmare to deal with. Cold enchantment things are especially special. Oh no. Fucking Fluffy is... Ugh, not Fluffy. Anor is damaging this thing. So I got like a bit of a frame drops there. So that's one thing. This thing, the girl archer, she shoots the thing and then he shoots out his lightning bolts and damages the shit out of you. This is better defense. I guess I'll... What does this do to shields? Cold resistance, poison resistance, fire resistance. So it's only resistances. Buckler Thoughts. Hard leather armor. Attacker takes damage of 1. It's better than lightning. Let's chuck it. Okay, so here's the stones.
These magic stones are ancient.
But I need the scroll, which... but I also need the... there's a short sword I can use. If mine breaks. Kill this motherfucker. I should see that better carvers now. Ring. It's one of these fucking foul crow nests. So I think the cave is actually up here, but I need the waypoint first. Yeah. So through there is to get to the tree. But I need to find the waypoint first. So, because you need to teleport back here to be able to go into the portal. I really can't believe that you can't like equip this this one with it's like that's like one of the most like because like that's one way of like playing solo in on the higher levels is like really relying on your follower and giving them like godlike items and stuff. Maybe that was Diablo 3 more. I played the end game of Diablo 3 a lot more. Because like in Diablo 3 it's very easy to get to max level. Like it doesn't take long at all. In Diablo 2 it takes much longer to reach max level. At least I felt. I've never reached max level in Diablo 2. My highest character I think is level 84 or something. It's a necromancer. And I think my barbarian is also like 81 or something like that. And I finished hell with them, so that was good enough for me. I was like, after that I was like, nope. Done. Moving on. And like one of the most surprising things for me with the necromancer is that the best skill is fucking bone prison. It's like amazing. It's like you can literally spam bone prison with like it costs like almost no mana. You can spam it and turn the whole like area around you into bone, and then just enemies are like stuck. Because it has like so much like the bone prison has so much HP and stuff that you can literally cage them in like bone and then just fucking farm them without them like being able to really damage you. It's crazy. So if you never used bone prison, you should fucking use it. It's like overpowered in my opinion. Oh wait. Is this the thing here? Yes. Let me go back to the rogues camp just to see if I can sell stuff. And I need to repair my sword.
What can I do for you?
+1 strength. Okay, so it's not the best scepter, but I see you still get a decent amount for it, right? Oh wait. Why can I use... Oh, do I have 27 dexterity? What's giving me 27 dexterity? +1 strength. Oh, +1 next. Getting. Okay, cool. So I can use that, but do I really want to use 200 swords? The shield's working well for me. I suppose I'll deal a lot more damage, right? Fast attack. +1 damage. Is there any more swords? Axe is like normal attack, which is like, I'm not a fan of that. Oh, ring mail. That's a lot more defense. What does it do? Enhanced defense, increased durability. Yeah, I think I'll buy the ring mail. And I think I will buy... It's only 200 difference. So you can one-hand the sword, but I prefer to two-handed. It'll increase my damage by a lot. I'll see how it goes. That's why I'm not selling the... That's why I'm not selling the shield and stuff. Okay, cool. Let me run to the forest. Chipped skull. Skull's always good because it gives the mana steal. That's very strong with like a barbarian, so you can just spam your spells because your spells cost like very low mana. See, it costs 2 mana. So even if you just drain like 2 mana per hit, that's it. You can like literally infinitely spam your spells. One thing that's cuck is I think from skeletons you can't drain HP and mana, but I'm not too sure. Honestly, I think the shield is better. I see I'm taking like way more damage without the shield. But that might just be because... Oh, maybe I didn't heal in town, actually. I mean, it's fine, because I can just heal, alright. Let's pick up the fucking... I keep misclicking. Dead rogue. See, so that's one thing, like, because I'm playing like this, if I have to kill like enemies one at a time, right? I can learn dual the double swing, but even that only hits 2 enemies, so it's like, and there's the chance of missing is like, usually you miss more than anything, so it doesn't. I guess speed wise it does. Set item gloves. That's interesting. Wonder what gloves they are. Death Sand leather gloves. Poison resistance 50%. Poisoning. Okay, so it's like immune to poison gloves. Well, if I ever get poisoned, I actually need this too. Well, I can put in 2 points there. And then I'll keep the rest for now. See, so this is like when 2 weapons are equipped, it attacks 2 targets if possible, or 1 target twice. So it does increase your attack rating. Oh, and I see it increases your damage plus 10% per bash. So that's pretty good if I was gonna like dual wield, but I don't really want to dual wield, so I'd much rather just keep learning this. This is a very good one. This plus 100% defense, that's really good. This is good too. The max life, mana, and stamina, it's very strong. And then battle command. I can't remember if you can stack these. You might be able to stack them, but I'm not too sure. You might. I don't think they stack. But like I said, I'm not too sure. But I know that they each skill increases the other skills like things. Like I think because you can see here, battle orders it increases the duration of this, and this is like oh yeah, so they all increase duration. So you do want to learn them all just for the duration, but you can literally just keep using it, right? You don't need to increase the duration. Use Darkwood here. Like I'm rushing a bit now because I know I've been playing for a while, so and I want to at least save Deckard Cain. I feel much stronger now. Yeah, I'm smacking the shit out of these motherfuckers. Usually the tree... I can't see these fucking... I feel like this is going to the next area, yeah. I do have a stamina potion. I saw there was a stamina potion there as well. Okay, let me run back a bit then. Usually the tree I think is quite close to the road, but yeah, maybe I should just use the stamina potion. Oh, these skeletons do a lot of damage. Oh, it's a fucking elite one. That's why. I wasn't even like, I didn't even notice that. Scepter. Steal the scepter, take the crown. Oops, trap. Oops. Some frame drops. I don't know why it does that. Like, I don't know why my game like freezes like that. It's like every time it's like a new animation or something that needs to load, my game like fucks out. Honestly, I also don't know why it didn't play the... Oh, you know what? I think I turned off cinematics. Because I think it kept like making my game like almost crash when I was playing online. So the online for the game was very poor, like bad, when it just came out. It was like very unstable, and people keep like complaining and getting kicked from the online service. So I think I just actually turned off my cinematics, but you should watch the cinematics. They're really well made. Like, and they've done a really good job like updating them to like this sort of modern sort of graphics. There's the tree-head woodfist. And then he got fucked by a giant sword.
This tree is one of a kind.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a weird ass tree.
Overburdened.
Overburdened. It's a rare X. Don't know if that matters. I don't know if it'll sell for more, but let's see. Okay, so I have to go to Akara to translate the thing. I always thought it was weird that you had to do this because, like, you literally can just spam, like, the thing to find the correct order.
Ah, very good. I have translated the runes on this scroll. You must find the cairn stones and touch them in the order that I have written.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But honestly, you can literally just spam. Spam which order you like do it in. Okay, so and this lightning effect is so much better. Like, if you look at how the original one looked, it was like these weird, like, white beam, like, almost like worms coming from the sky. It was like pretty shit compared to this.
The land here is dead and lifeless.
Okay, I didn't sell my items. Let me go back to town just to do that. Need identifying scrolls as well.
Greetings.
Trade. $5,000. Plus 3 resist cold. So these things, when they're 5,000, that's the max cap for your act. If I were to take this to the next act, I can get more for it, because the cap changes per like act. I think the max you can get is 25,000, but I'm not too sure. Even this is. Oh, actually, this is pretty good if I ever want to like fight Andariel. I only need 12 keys. Okay, so I'll actually keep this. Time to use the stash, the tiny stash. And actually, I can also deposit my gold, right? Okay, let's go back to Tristram. Tristram is burning. Dead rogue. I think you can actually play as a rogue in Diablo 4. So the rogue was a class you could play in Diablo 1. That's the first class I played, was a rogue, and again, I played it like not the way you're supposed to. I gave her like a fucking sword and I tried to like be more like a warrior. So I struggled throughout the game actually. That's one thing I don't like about the newer Diablos. Diablo Immortal did that. I don't know if Diablo 4 is going to do that too, where there are items that are only for a specific class. I don't like that. I don't like that you cannot just, for the fuck of it, play with a sword if you're like a ranged character, like an archer or something. Or it's body. So in Diablo 1 there was... Wirt was like a little kid that kept like selling you... I don't know if it was information or if it was just... he was like the gamble character, I think. Something like that. But yeah, that's why there's so much like money popping out of him, because and also to enter the car level you need this leg to you can only do it after you finish the game, and you need the Roderick cube. Exploding car. Griswold was the blacksmith in Diablo 1. Windhorn the Jagged. Oh no. My archer died. Oh well. So I remember he does actually quite a lot of damage. He curses you. Amplify damage you. Oh nice. Level up. New skill. Same skill. Stats wise, I'm just gonna keep my stats for now. I don't think I need. Yeah, that's where Anor died. Okay. Don't see any regular health potions. There's Deckard Cain. So in Diablo 1 he's just called Cain the Elder. Champion, Barber, Shaman. In the expansion there was I don't know if it's an expansion thing. Usually you get different champions. They're not just champions. You get like fanatic ones, which are faster. You get ghostly ones, which I think add cold damage, and they're also very like tanky. I don't know if that was added in the expansion though, or if that was like in the. But anyway, let me save Deckard Cain.
Deckard Cain, you've got to get out of here.
I mean, I've killed everyone, so he doesn't have to rush as much. Yeah, so it was called Cain the Elder, and he starts the game. I think he just identifies items for you, and then later on he's like, "Oh, I'm actually Deckard Cain.
I am overburdened.
Some sort of like lore guy that can tell you all the lore." Okay, well, I think that's the whole of Tristram. In the original game, if you ran up here, there was like a Adria's house, like Adria the Witch, where you could buy like mana potions and stuff. Was at the back, like up this path. But and then also, if you went this way, there was the church or whatever. But maybe this is supposed to be the church. But I think it was further like back. Maybe it's that. I can't remember, but it's obviously the layouts are completely different from what it used to be in the original game. And I think the original game is still worth playing. Like now, it's still, I think it's still a cool game. I don't know how it would run on today's like systems and stuff. But I think you can actually buy it on good old games. But it's like $10, and I'm like, is it really worth $10? It's such an old game. Came out in like 1996 or something. Okay, let me just talk to people in town. I'm probably just going to talk to like all the people in town and call it.
As a token of my gratitude, I will identify items for you at no charge.
He used to charge 100 gold.
Regrettably, I could do nothing to prevent the disaster which devastated Tristram. It would appear that our greatest fears have come to pass. Diablo, the Lord of Terror, has once again been set loose upon the world. As you know, some time ago, Diablo was slain beneath Tristram, and when our hero emerged triumphant from the labyrinth beneath town, we held a grand celebration that lasted several days. Yet, as the weeks passed, our hero became increasingly aloof. He kept his distance from the rest of the townsfolk, and seemed to lapse into a dark, brooding depression. I thought that perhaps his ordeal had been so disturbing that he simply could not put it out of his mind. The hero seemed more tormented every passing day. I remember he awoke many times, screaming in the night, always something about the East. One day he simply left, and shortly thereafter Tristram was attacked by legions of foul demons. Many were slain, and the demons left me to die in that cursed cage. I believe now that Tristram's hero was that dark wanderer who passed this way before the monastery fell. I fear even worse, my friend. I fear that Diablo has taken possession of the hero who sought to slay him. If true, Diablo will become more powerful than ever before. You must stop him, or all will be lost.
Okay, cool. Oh, you can actually talk to him about the search for Cain.
As a token of my
okay. That's just...
Long ago, Diablo and his brothers were cast out of hell by the lesser evils. It seems that hell's balance has shifted, as Andariel is now aligned with the Lord of Terror. Her presence here in the mortal realm does not bode well for us.
Cool. So, visit Cain in a car and yeah, okay. Well, let me see what those other people say.
Again, you amaze me, Outlander. The Sisterhood is grateful to you for delivering Cain to us. I believe Akara has something to tell you.
Yes.
Have you suddenly lost your taste for wealth? I don't trust many Outlanders, but Warif seems fine. He never says much to me, though.
You have risked your life to rescue Cain. For that we thank you. You must seek his counsel immediately.
I think she gave me a ring.
You have risked... There is no more I can tell you about that ancient tower.
I wonder if I can talk to Cain about the ancient tower.
Beware that you do not suffer the fate of the corrupted rogues. To lose...
Ah, she said the same. What did I want to do? 30% extra gold. That's very unnecessary. You get enough gold in the game, I think. The only reason you would ever need more gold is... I'm actually going to sell these. The only reason you'd need more gold is if you want to gamble in the game. But otherwise, I don't think it's ever necessary. Keep Word's leg. But you can actually just go and fetch his leg. You don't have to keep it in your stash.
Good evening.
You can go and fetch his leg at any time.
To the east are lands of great mystery, and the jewel city of the desert, Lut Gulain. Better an empty pocket than a full grave.
Let's see if Cain says anything.
Good evening. Quickly in and quickly out is all the advice I can give you.
Okay.
As a token...
Okay, so he just says the same stuff. I think Charcy is the one that gives you the next quest.
When I fled the monastery, I left behind the Herodric Malice, my enchanted smithing hammer. If you can retrieve it for me, I'll use its magic to strengthen your equipment.
That's one thing, like if once you finish a quest, the dialogue goes away. So you should actually talk to all the people if you want all the lore while the quest is still active.
You're not ready to give up, are you? Oh, I like Geed. He's very funny. He has all sorts of interesting stories from the places he's been. I wish I could see the sights he has.
Let's repair all my shit. Did level up, but I don't think I need more stats right now. I see I'm level 9. Look. Oh, this quest is great. Hey, cool. I think I'm just gonna call it there then. I just wanted to save Kane, honestly, and just talk about the game as I like play through it for a little bit. I think this game definitely holds up. I think it's still one of the best action RPG games. I think everyone that's into action RPG games should play it. I've gotten a bit over action RPG games recently because they're usually very grindy and stuff. But if I enjoy just playing through the story line of these games. I mean, I was a very big fan of Titan Quest as well. I did play it like a few years ago when they released like one of the later expansions. And then I did try. Torchlight. Torchlight's a really good one as well. That's actually made by the people, the original like developers and stuff of Diablo that worked at Blizzard North. They started their own company and made Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2. Torchlight 2 was really good. Torchlight 1 was kind of like Diablo 1 actually, and Torchlight 2 was more like Diablo 2. And I really enjoyed those games too. I think they're worth playing if you like action RPGs. I don't know how the end game is. Like I said, I'm never really into the end game as much. I'm more about the world building and the lore and the sort of exploring and stuff, and just the vibe and the music and stuff like that. So, chase a chicken. Ah, can I chase it? Oh, you can. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Shut. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Shut and cheers.